Welcome to another version of SAC Digital Media Day with the Carson-Newman head coach, Ashley Ingram, ready to talk some Carson-Newman football today. Coach, thanks for taking some time.
Happy to do it, Jeremy.
So, brand new to the conference, first year as a head coach here at Carson-Newman, came in right after the season started. What have you learned in your short period at the helm there?
Well, I guess being a first-time head coach, I guess every day is kind of a new day, and I'm learning a lot. What I've learned is obviously there's great football tradition at Carson-Newman. I already knew this, but the alums here, the administration take great pride in their football program. So they expect great things from us, and they expect us not only to win football games, but they also expect us to represent Carson-Newman in a positive manner off the field. And that's kind of the whole goal of all this is we want to put a product on the field. We want to have young men off the field that shine a positive light on Carson-Newman. And I think to this point, our guys, this is a big change. It always is when there's a coaching change. So our guys have embraced myself and the staff, and couldn't be happier with the way the team has responded. So we're just having a lot of fun and just trying to get better every day.
So you take over a program that's probably one of the most historically successful programs in the South Atlantic Conference. Maybe a little lighter on the recent success, and you're coming in at number 8 in the preseason poll. What does that kind of do for you in the program?
Well, the one thing about it is I don't look at those things a lot. And if we were voted number 1 or we were voted 8 or we were voted dead last, here's what I do know. That this fall we'll play games on Thursday nights and Saturday nights, and it will be decided. So those votes are fun. Maybe they're fun for the fans. I don't put a lot of stock into it, and we will find out. We'll finish the season somewhere, and we'll be 8th or 9th or 10th, or we'll finish better, and we'll have something to say about it. So we'll let our play do the talking, and we'll just press forward and try to get better each and every day.
You say you play Thursday and Saturday nights. Well, you are actually kicking off the league schedule. You got a Thursday night, a week 0, August 29th against Reinhardt, traditional NAIA power. Talk a little bit about how excited you are for that opening week and kicking off SAC football.
Yeah, well, you mentioned what have I learned. So I showed up here. We only had 10 games scheduled. We wanted to play 11. And then we got a game scheduled, and then someone dropped us. So then we're back to 10 again. So Reinhardt is going to be a great challenge. I think they've made the national playoffs each of the last 8 seasons. So we better get ready to play right away because we've got a great opponent coming in. But again, what a great opportunity kind of to measure yourself right off the bat against a high-quality program. So we will not take them lightly. Why should we? We're a team that they made a coaching change, and we're playing a team that I think is like 65-12 over the last few years. So we've got our work cut out for us, but we're excited to play. We're excited for camp to get started here very soon. So we're just excited for all the firsts that we'll be going through this season.
This is your first head coaching opportunity, but you've had quite the resume at the Naval Academy. What would you be looking to bring from there to Carson-Newman?
Well, I hope that we will. I hope we can play winning football. I hope that we can be a disciplined football team that doesn't beat itself, that takes care of the football, that doesn't give up big plays, that don't have foolish penalties. Consistently at Navy, we were one of the least penalized teams in the country. So a little self-discipline never hurt anyone. And then the other thing is I hope because of what we're trying to instill and what we're really trying to instill with these guys is we want to be the closest team in the country. We want to be the team that cares the most about each other. So if we really care about each other, we'll play really, really hard. So I hope when people watch us play, they see a disciplined team that plays really hard, that plays together. And at the same time, we do have some skill here. So I think we can play an exciting brand of football. I think, all those people that voted us 8th, maybe we can prove them wrong. We'll see.
Well, let's take a look at the offensive side of the ball. And you have a returning all-conference selection in Christian Jones on the offensive line, but maybe a lot of new names around him. What can you talk about the offensive side?
Well, Christian's obviously a good player. He's been here a long time. He's talented. He's probably suited for what we're going to do offensively more than anything. Up front, we'll have a few new starters. We'll have a few guys that we're still working into. I think we're very talented at wide receiver for this offense, especially. I think that we have the ability we're going to get a lot of man coverage, I would suspect. So we're going to have an opportunity to make some big plays in the pass game. We've got some guys that are vying for the quarterback position. 4 or 5 guys that are super talented. We've got to make a decision pretty quickly on who that's going to be. We moved Jaden Sullins, who was a slot receiver last year, to our one back. Very talented. I think he's going to have a chance to have a great season. We got a lot of skill at our slots. So we're excited about the opportunity offensively. There'll be some growing pains because what we're doing is going to be such a drastic change from what we've done here over the recent years. But the skill set is there, and it's our job as coaches to put these guys in a position to win and then figure out what this team is all about and what we do best, and try to lean on that as we get going.
You mentioned Sullins going to a different spot. He was your second leading rusher a season ago with 296 yards rushing, maybe just a different look for him. What have you seen from him that's been so encouraging that you feel confident about him?
Well, he's got great size. He's 210 plus pounds. He can really run. He's a guy that is skilled enough to play in the slot and play receiver. We're going to put him in the backfield. I mentioned to him, I looked at it, I think he had, 20-something catches last year. And I talked to him about touches. I go, you may have 20 touches in by halftime of the first game. So if you want the football, all right, you got it, boss. So he's a good kid. He works hard. He's actually a kid that was committed to us at Navy. So we recruited him at Naval Academy a few years back to play this position. So we're going to get him back to where he maybe originally we had thoughts of him playing.
Funny how you hear a lot of those intertwined recruiting stories, right?
Yeah.
You end up with those guys, maybe not at the very beginning, but sometimes you get them anyways.
Yeah, no doubt.
Let's shift to the defensive side of the ball.
Yeah.
And you really got some playmakers coming back from last season. Ja'Cory Long and Mekhi Brown, they combined for 16.5 sacks, tackles for loss, getting in the backfield, just tackles in general. What have they brought on the defensive side? And then you got Major Williams on the back end that is a playmaker.
Yeah, Major, and I'll start with him. Major is a team captain. And then Cade Meeks is a wide receiver for us on offense that made a lot of plays last year. Those are our 2 team captains. They've just been awesome. They've been great. They've bought in. The guys have rallied around them. Major is talented, got great size. He's very versatile. Obviously can play on the back end. He can play on the line of scrimmage, bringing him with pressures and different things like that. So he's been great. But back to the D-line, Ja'Cory Long has been great. He's talented. He can run around. He can move. He's been a great leader, a guy that's graduated. Major's graduated. So we got guys that are doing great things there. And I think Mekhi Brown was the other guy you asked about. But just a big, long, athletic guy. We're super excited about him. We're super excited about the athleticism we have on defense. And if I've talked to Coach Slade, the best defense is standing on the sideline and watching. So offensively, we're going to try to take that football, and we're just going to try to bleed that clock and see if we can finish higher than 8th in the conference.
So you just want to follow up on something you brought up with your captains, and Meeks was your leading receiver last year, and Major Williams. But how, as those 2 guys as captains, how important is that to have those kind of players in a leadership role for a new coaching staff?
Oh, I think it's huge. Obviously, I'm the head coach, and we brought in quite a few new coaches, and obviously retained some as well. We can only do so much. Ultimately, this is the players' football team. And if they don't buy in, anything that I'm trying to bring to the table are just words. But they have done a great job buying in. And the reason they've bought in is our best players have been the best leaders, and our best players have been the hardest workers, and our best players, this summer, different than the Division I model, is we can't be on the field with them, we can't practice with them, we can't lead meetings and things like that. So the players have had to lead those, player-led practices and meetings and things. They've just done a great job with it. And it's not just those two guys. It's really the whole team has bought in. And one thing when you go to a place that has tradition is the guys understand what the expectation level is at Carson-Newman. They understand that they are here to win. We're here to win big. And they've really just bought in. I really couldn't be more happy with where the team is right now, and where we're heading as a program.
You mentioned you're a new coach in terms of new to Carson-Newman, new in the head coaching role. You have plenty of experience, and you grew up like the coach's son, right? So your
Right.
dad coached for 43 years. Is it in the blood?
I guess it's in the blood. My dad coached, like I said, for 43 years. My brother's a coach. So I'm a coach. So I guess it's in the blood. Yeah.
What are you most excited about come August 29th against Reinhardt? Like, what are you thinking about right now for that game that get you fired up?
Well, I'm not that far ahead. I'm more of a kind of a day-to-day kind of guy. But what I'm excited about is, these guys have worked really hard, and they have bought into everything that we've we've kind of been preaching. They've brought in everything that we have emphasized. So what I'm really excited about is seeing these guys get out on the field, seeing them compete, and seeing them have success, and them seeing that, okay, when you buy in, okay, and when you dedicate yourself to something, that you can have, obviously you can have rewards for that. So I really want us to do well for a lot of reasons, but I think primarily I want these guys to do well because they've worked so hard. And even though I maybe started off by saying that I didn't really care that we were ranked 8, I think I've mentioned it about 6 times. I want to be a football team where if you're going to beat us, you better bring it. That we're going to be physical, and we're going to be tough, and we're going to compete our tails off. We're going to try to make every play look like a car crash. We're not going to throw punches. We're not going to do anything, but we're going to find out who wants to play football, who wants to play an old style brand of football. And these guys have bought into it. And we're going to see where it takes us. But I'm just excited to watch them compete is really what I'm excited for.
My last question, and I think you just kind of nailed it right there, but like, how will you define success in your first season in the 2024 year for Carson-Newman?
Well, if we looked at our kind of our team mission and our why, it's simple. Is we want to graduate and develop young men of faith and character. So if we can do that, if we can develop great young men, obviously of Christian faith, we're at Carson-Newman here. We don't shy away from that. If we can put a product on the field, and we just have this kind of reoccurring theme, and kind of the theme for our program now is brotherhood, is we just want to be the closest team in the country. We want to be the toughest team in the country. And if we can put a product on the field, it kind of reflects those values. I think the wins and losses will take care of itself. So really, I'm more concerned about how do we approach every single day? How do we approach every single meeting? How do we approach practice? And if we can kind of play like this, and we can be a unit that really plays as a brotherhood, and does things the right way, and we're respected on campus, by the way we behave and things like that. If we'll do those things, I think the success will follow. And to this point, I've been just really proud of what our guys have done in that manner.
Well, Coach, best of luck this season. Thank you so much for taking some time this morning to chat, and we wish you and Carson-Newman all the success this season.
Awesome. Jeremy, I appreciate it. Thanks for the opportunity, and look forward to meeting you at some point.
Sounds great. Thank you.
All right. Go Eagles.